Over the past couple of weeks, we've talked about the concept of pension consolidation and some of the related topics as well. Finally, for those of you who are still considering pension consolidation, here we have a very simple, straightforward summary of what I feel the main pros and cons for pension consolidation are. Now, this isn't financial advice, and obviously everyone's circumstances are different, so it's important that you do seek professional advice before taking any action. So to jump straight into it, what are some of the pros of pension consolidation? Well, firstly, ease of administration. Now, this is a really popular kind of factor that clients bring to me. If I get an initial inquiry about pension consolidation, they'll say, well, I'm getting all these statements from different places and I just want to tidy things up. So just to explain, if you have lots of pension plans and you're getting statements and correspondence from different providers for each plan, and you've got to actually deal with several providers if you're keeping tabs on your pension plans, then to simplify the administration is often of appeal to lots of clients. That's not to say that that is necessarily reason enough to consolidate pensions, but it certainly is a benefit of doing so. Next, control. So if you're trying to take stock of your retirement planning, maybe you're trying to work out what your benefits are going to give you in retirement, or maybe you just want to keep tabs on where you are right now, to have less pension plans and to consolidate them can help people to feel more in control and that they know exactly what they've got and how it's going to benefit them in retirement. Next, it's a chance to review what you've got. Now, this is more of an incidental benefit really to a pension consolidation exercise, but when you do consolidate your pensions, you actually take time to look at each plan in turn and understand what features and terms you've got on those pensions. And it could be that you uncover some options that you didn't realise that you had. So, for example, it could be that you've got guarantees on the plan that you didn't know were there, or certain discounts. And it should be noted that if you do uncover any of these features whilst looking at consolidating your pensions, these actually may be reasons to retain those pension plans, and that's really important. And next, the opportunity to transfer your pensions into the best pension plan available or a better pension plan available. And this should be the main driver. So you should really be, if you're moving your pension plans around, putting yourself into a better position than you were in before. And I'll give you one example of what that might look like. So let's say, for example, you've got 3 pension plans and they're all, to keep things simple, they're all identical in terms of the fund choice available, so what you can invest in within your pension, but also in terms of the features on that pension plan, the flexibility, the options available to you in retirement, etc. So they're all the same, except one of them is a lot cheaper than the other 2. If that's the case, it might be that after doing the maths, you'd be better off transferring the other 2 into that one, and you would end up financially better off over the longer term. So that could be an example of why it would be better to transfer your pensions and to consolidate them into one plan if you're going to end up better off because that is the best plan available to you. So moving on to cons then. So first con is cost. So there is highly likely to be a charge somewhere for consolidating your pensions. Now, this could either be a fee to a financial advisor for giving you advice and doing the work for you, or perhaps to a pension consolidation firm. And it's worth remembering that you should be better off at the end of the exercise after all costs have been taken into account. Next, unadvised pension consolidation. Now, this isn't necessarily a con, it's just more of a warning, something that you really should be aware of. So if your pension plans have got guaranteed benefits which are worth less than £30,000, you don't have to seek financial advice before consolidating them. And this is how the pension consolidation businesses out there who don't give financial advice are able to provide their services. And it's just worthwhile bearing in mind that although £30,000 might not be enough money to fully take care of your income requirements in retirement, it's an awful lot of money not to receive financial advice on. And this brings me on to my next point, really, loss of benefits. So if you've got any features within your pension that might be of value to you, it's important not to let go of these just for the sake of tidying up your pensions and consolidating your pensions. So an example of this could be a guaranteed annuity rate. So for example, let's say you've got a guaranteed annuity rate on your pension plan, which is much better than the other annuity rates that are available in the wider marketplace. That would be potentially of value to your retirement because you could get more income in return for the value of your pension pot at that point in time. Or perhaps your pension was previously part of an employer pension scheme, and perhaps that scheme benefited from a discount on costs. So maybe you've got a discount that you couldn't get if you were to start from scratch again with that pension. So to retain that discount, as I mentioned before, would be particularly valuable. So because pension consolidation firms don't always give advice, they won't necessarily tell you whether to retain a benefit or not. And quite commonly, a pension consolidation firm will simply disclose these features to you to tell you about them before you consolidate your pensions. Whereas perhaps if you sat down with a financial advisor may have said, this is really valuable, I recommend you retain it, which is a slight difference. So it's creeping back to the benefit of financial advice again on that one. And then finally, the loss of small pots flexibility. So if you've got some pension pots which are relatively small, the lower value pension plans, you could actually have more options available to you in terms of the flexibility and ease of accessing your pension benefits in retirement. So it's important to understand that if you do have little pension plans, actually they could end up being valuable pension plans when you do come to retire, and you might be best off retaining them as standalone plans rather than putting them all together. To understand a little bit more about why that is the case, watch my other video called Triviality in Small Pots, which is part of this pension consolidation series, and that will explain exactly how that works and what the benefits are. So in summary, there is no definitive way to say whether pension consolidation in general is a good thing or a bad thing, because it really does come down to the individual circumstances. It's worthwhile always seeking financial advice, and the financial advisor will be able to guide you, advise you, make recommendations which are tailored to your circumstances. But in the meantime, here are some of the main pros and cons in my opinion, and hopefully that has been of use for you.